For all those who remember these guys, yeah, they're still around today, they're killing it, they're one of my favorite band ever, but how did everything started? How did they make their mark in the deathcore scene? That's what we're gonna discuss today. So my friend, once again, take a cup of coffee, cigarette, spaghetti, whatever you feel like as we explore the Waking the Cadaver Myspace era. So the band was founded in 2004 in Sireville. I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm sorry. It's in New Jersey, okay? The thing is, Waking the Cadaver wasn't even called like that yet. It was called Death to Honor, and they released a demo under this name. Pretty cool. I mean, rough around the edges, but as I'm often saying, you could tell the potential already, I think, and it was pretty rad. 2 years later, they were changing their name to Waking the Cadaver? Cadaver? Do you say Cadaver or Cadaver? Oh god, now I don't even know. I'm gonna do a whole video probably pronouncing it like terribly. Sorry about that, I guess. I'm French Canadian and I'm gonna blame it on that. Anyway, they released an amazing demo with two of their most iconic songs, Blood Splatter Satisfaction. And another one that I'm not even sure I can say in my videos, but it's Chased to the Wood by fill the blank. I'm not saying that word in my video. But if you know Waking the Cadaver, you know the name, and if you really want to know it, just go on Spotify, I guess. Anyway, here's the song. It's crazy to think that this song is still their most popular song. I mean, it never happens that a band, you know, in their very early days, they do a demo and this song is their... Usually, you know, you look for a sound, don't even know what you're doing, it sounds like crap. But in their case, it was so iconic and different that, you know, they hit the jackpot. It was like, I mean, even today, it's an amazing song. So yeah, as a demo, I mean, it was pretty good. Like, two great songs, well built, super deathcore, grindcore. I don't know, they were kind of considered as a death metal band as well, but again, we're in 2006. Back in 2006, deathcore wasn't even a thing yet. So, I mean, Job for Cowboy was out and people knew that it was different and that something was happening, but no one had really the words or whatever. So, anyway, who cares about that? I'm just gonna move on. Believe it or not, This demo of 2 songs got them signed in 2007 by Necromangler Records. So they went back in the studio not only to re-record both songs because they were that good, but to do a complete album of 11 songs already. They didn't go and do an EP like most bands. They did a complete full album. The infamous album called Perverse Recollection of a Necromangler. Wow, man, where to start? I mean, me and my friends even today are listening to that album. We absolutely love it. It's the type of music that you listen and you laugh because it's kind of crazy. Not laugh because it's bad, but laugh because of the audacity of like putting so many guttural, weird sounding vocals and stuff mixed with like super brutal music. I personally really like it, but again, keep in mind, back in like 2006, 2007, those years, the metal community were not accepting at all with like deathcore music and stuff like that. So imagine an album like that, an album of like just guttural big squeals and like weird riff. They were absolutely roasting the album. Like the reviews were super bad. I think like most reviews were like 1 out of 10, things like that. It was crazy. People were like hating it. Like, but don't get me wrong, they also had a huge fan base. It's just the metal purists, the gatekeepers and all that, as usual, they went for it. Like they were especially pissed because of the vocals, I think.
These vocals have got to be one of the worst, if not the worst vocals I think I've ever heard.
Okay, to be fair, the vocals are a little much on this album. Yeah, I mean, but so what? It's different. I think it's still good. You know, you hear so many times the same type of vocals, and as much as they can be good and respected, I think it's cool to see something different. You know, every time I see something different, you remember Limp Bizkit, they were getting so much hate, and now they're getting looked at as a legendary band and stuff like that. Like every time someone comes out with something different, they get roasted. And then after years, people finally realize that they were innovating and putting their mark on music history. But it's another topic once again. I think Don is one of the best vocalists out there. He's super underrated, and his vocals, as you're gonna see in the videos, keep improving, and I think he deserves more credit for everything he did. But yeah, let's go back to the album for a bit. I really want to point out that they have one of my favorite snare sounds ever. So good, man, and the whole record is pure slam, and I know people are saying that it's not real slam or whatever, but I'm not, you know, I'm geek on certain things and I have a certain knowledge, but for me it sounds like slam and I like it, so sue me, I guess.
I enjoy having breakfast in bed. I like waking up to the smell of bacon. Sue me.
Anyway, for 2 years, they played the album live, and it was freaking awesome. care about what they say. They're killing it live. Pure brutality. During that era, they were blowing up on Myspace like crazy, and pretty much like every single band, who were innovating in the deathcore beginning. But in this case, I think it's worth mentioning that they had a slogan, like they would write it on their pictures and on certain flyers and stuff. It was slamming gore groove. Whatever it means, I mean, I think it's pretty accurate. Anyway, in 2010, they came back with brand new album, Beyond Cups, Beyond God. Yeah, pretty different record, right? I think it's different both in terms of like vocals, but also like the riffs were different. At this point, Mike joined the band, their new guitar player, and apparently, I heard in an interview, apparently they wanted to go more on the hardcore side compared to the whole grindcore gore things, and it might be because of all the bad reviews and stuff like that. And this time they were signed under another label, so it could be another reason for it. It was very different. I think they were kind of losing their spark, their identity as a band, because what made them unique with their first album, as much as you want to hate on it, it was gone. They were sounding a little more generic. I don't like using that word, but it's true. It wasn't as impactful as the first record, I think. And yeah, I'm not sure what happened with their first label, but this time they had 3 different labels, but for distribution, I think. So it was in UK, in the US, in Japan even, which is kind of a big deal for an underground deathcore, grindcore band. To me, it's the proof that even if you have bad reviews and stuff like that, you can still have an impact and have a fan base and do your thing. So yeah, on that note, they started touring with very big death metal bands like Napalm Death, and Immolation, and again, during those years they did amazing performances. Wow, man, honestly, I'm not the type of person who have a lot of regrets, but like not seeing Waking the Cadaver live is probably one of them. It's so outstanding and brutal. It's everything I want personally. I know it's just an opinion, but for me, they're everything I like about deathcore music. It's slamming, it's good, it's in your face, your head is always like this, like there's no boring part really. And even if this album wasn't my favorite one, it's always good. You put Waking the Cadaver, for me, it's always good. Me and my friends were just putting it in the car, listening to it for hours, even today, and it's always good. So yeah, after a few years, you're gonna notice in the video, or you probably already did, there's always a few years between each album. So I don't know what's the reason behind that, because during those days most bands were recording almost every year. But for Waking the Cadaver, it seems like they wanted to focus on touring between the albums and playing their classics and stuff like that, which again is awesome. So yeah, they came back in 2013 with Real Life That. Oh my god. I know I keep saying it, and you're gonna notice in this video I'm gonna fanboy like crazy because they're truly one of my favorite bands, but this album, holy shit, man, it's the perfect mix of their new hardcore style with the old school guttural, so you've got both types of vocals. What's pretty interesting is that the song is gonna build up and you're gonna have these great low vocals, but then when a breakdown hits or a very, very grindcore part, then he goes back on the original guttural vocals, and it's crazy. Remember when I said that they were losing kind of their spark on the album before? They fully retrieved that, and this one, it's just, you can feel it. And I heard in an interview that Don actually wrote very personal lyrics to him. It might be one of the reasons I feel like the band were, they were fully aware that the album before was maybe too different from what they wanted to do. So they really came back to their roots with their new vocals, with their new riffs, with their new, improved techniques, if that makes sense. And of course, I wasn't the only one who feel this way, live the fans were just... Oh my god, I wish I could have been there. I really wish. And yeah, this album had a lot of impact in the community, and at this point they were even touring with Dying Fetus and Exhume, like, oh my god. But then, nothing. They did the big tours and stuff, and for like 2 years, nobody heard anything, no live shows, no announcement, nothing. The band just went dark. Until in 2015, they officially announced that they were breaking up, which was very unfortunate, but also very understandable. When you're in a band, especially an underground metal band, you still have your life, your job, and having a band takes a lot of your time. So that's basically what they explained. They were very busy, didn't really have time for the band, and at least they told the fan that there were no bad blood or no friction or anything. It was really just they couldn't do it anymore, and they were saying that it was very possible they would come back and jam together in the future. So at least, hopefully, there was that, which is exactly what happened. 3 years later, in 2018, I believe, they started doing shows again live. They were not announcing any album yet, but it was like a big comeback. People were super happy. The performances, are some of the best they ever did in their lives. It's crazy. My God, like I don't know about you, it's just, let me know in the comments or something. Maybe I'm crazy, but this band deserves so much love and recognition. They're like super underrated, like very underrated. And I know we're past the good old days of Myspace and stuff, and I'm sorry about that, but this video to me, it was very important to show you how solid they are, really. I don't know if you're already a fan of the band when you clicked on the video, or if you're discovering them as I'm talking about it, but they're still around today, and their last album that, you know, they did in 2021 is just a freaking masterpiece. It's amazing. They have a new label, Unique Leader, which I think is the label who has the most violent and crazy bands, you know. They also have official videos now, which is rad. And yeah, I think this is pretty much it. It was very important to me to do this video. When I had the idea of my channel, it was like one of the very first I really wanted to do. And I really hope for everybody who just, you know, don't really like the band, or, you know, were hating back in the days or whatever, no hard feeling, but I really wish my video is gonna show you the band in a different light. It was really an honor to, like, you know, being able to share their story and to talk about it. It's truly awesome. Anyway, as usual, if you want to support me, just like the video and subscribe, because there's way more coming, once again. And I read every comment. I like seeing what you guys think, and talking about different stuff. If sometimes you hear something that you disagree with, or something that you know isn't the real story or whatever, just feel free, and we're gonna discuss, and I'm very open-minded. But yeah, every comment means the world. It's very overwhelming. I know my channel is still pretty small at this point, but just all the love I'm receiving right now and all the support, it's crazy. I really appreciate it, for real. Anyway, I'll stop talking now. I'll see you guys in the next one.